It looks like it's snowing everywhere across northern Arkansas. Recording this at about 10:30, and this is not reaching the ground just yet. But rain, it looks like it's pouring in Little Rock. It's not yet, but it will be. Your afternoon commute's going to be a mess. Winter storm warning in effect for all the counties you see that's shaded in pink for this afternoon and especially tonight, and that's surrounded by an area with a winter weather advisory in the purple shaded counties. You see the Arkansas River Valley over here. We're talking about some accumulations in the River Valley, especially on grassy surfaces tonight, 1 to 2 inches, maybe a locally higher amount there. And for Pulaski County, it's not looking good for any snow until late tonight. We'll take you hour by hour and what we're expecting. This is the newest data as of Tuesday morning. Temperatures with FUTURECAST, this is 2 o'clock in the afternoon, still in the 40s here. But I think the snow will be coming down across northwest Arkansas. You can obviously see from Russellville, 40 degrees in the River Valley. Then you go up in elevation in northern Pope County, it changes to snow. And then it's 34 degrees in Harrison. Western Arkansas, look at Mena, 36. Queen Wilhelmina State Park, Mount Magazine, those locations, they'll get snow at that point in time. All right, so 5 o'clock, this is your commute. 39 degrees here. Again, still too warm for any type of snow. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if there are a couple sleet pellets mixed in from time to time, but generally just a cold rain for the metro, southern Arkansas, and eastern Arkansas. But you'll start to see that transition, I think, in Russellville to some snow. And look at the areas of blue. I mean, even portions of Faulkner County, Conway County, Yell County, Montgomery County, Mena, all those locations will start to see some snowflakes fly, but it's a cold rain for everybody else. Now look at this, 9 o'clock, it's still snowing, and it will be snowing heavily in northern Arkansas. See the back edge way out there in Oklahoma? If central Arkansas, and specifically the Little Rock metro area, if we get snow, it's going to be from this out in Oklahoma, swinging through after midnight as cold air gets pulled down. Now we're at 35 degrees at 9 o'clock, according to this computer model. If it's 35 degrees at the airport, that means that the higher elevations of western Pulaski County may see a mix at that time, but more of a changeover probably after midnight. This is midnight. Temperature still holding in the mid-30s. Hot Springs may have changed over to some snow at that time. Russellville down to 34 degrees with snow accumulations on grassy surfaces. Northern Arkansas still getting, there's some places I wouldn't be a bit surprised to come in with a foot. So this is at 1:30 in the morning. I think we'll get that changeover as that colder air comes in on the back side of this briefly in central Arkansas. Now, if there's accumulation in the metro, I'm thinking that it would just be on elevated objects, and that's a big if. Elevated objects and grassy surfaces in the Little Rock metro area. Again, a big if. I think it's one of those situations where the higher elevations of West Little Rock and western Pulaski County may get some accumulating snows, very light, grassy surfaces, and then nothing out at the airport. So that's the way things look now. And tomorrow, temperatures go well above freezing. We're going to see quite a bit of melting and clearing skies later on in the day. All right, so the impacts on travel, where it does snow will be high. But as we've been stressing over and over and over, those high impacts will not last long. It will the snow will stay piled up on on the grass and those on decks and things like that. But the roads, I think we'll see pretty significant improvement during the day Wednesday in northern and western Arkansas. Power outages, there's a low threat for that. It's a heavy wet snow, so you can't rule that out. And then schools in the affected area, not going to have in-person classes. All right, so these are the winter weather impacts for this afternoon to Wednesday morning. We have expanded the major impacts to include a lot more of northern Arkansas, moderate to major impacts. This does include the Fayetteville area. This does include Harrison, Eureka Springs. Then you get to the Arkansas River Valley, minor impacts because the temperatures are just a little bit too warm. But look at the impacts in central Arkansas. Limited in western Pulaski County. That's because that changeover won't happen until later on, and we're not expecting significant amounts there. So here's our snow forecast. This hasn't changed much at all since last week. 5 to 10 inches of snow in that area of northwestern Arkansas. 1 to 2 inches or more in the Arkansas River Valley, mainly on grassy surfaces. The higher elevations of west central Arkansas, the Ouachitas, 2 to 4 inches, maybe some isolated amounts a little bit higher than that. And then a trace to 1 inch in that white shaded area. So you see in Pulaski County, you go from possibly 1 inch in the far western areas of the county, again on the higher elevations, and then it quickly fades away the further east you go into the metro, into the midtown, into the downtown area. So this is a very significant winter storm, and if you're not getting snow, and many places won't, like southern, central, and eastern Arkansas, if you're not going to get snow out of this and you like snow, don't give up, because we have more winter ahead of us. Cold temperatures. Arctic air will be coming in next week, and when the Arctic air is around, anything can happen.